another person who had a bit of an off day, and it's someone worth discussing, is poor old Rishabh Pant. It all started with that stumping. We just thought Chahal was just coming into it. Beautiful delivery, foxed the batsman completely. Liton Das was on his way back. There was no question of even thinking whether he's back or not back because he was out by a mile. But that little technicality on whether the fact that the stumps, his glove was in front of the stumps. Now, it's a matter of basic technique, or is it a matter of bad habits?
Well, I think wicket keeping has not been his strong suit anyways, but having said that, sometimes you get into the bad habit. It's like a bowler bowling a no ball. So that's something, which we always speak about, that you practice in the nets. Whatever you practice in the nets, you carry it to the ground invariably. So I think, it's just one of those habits which I think he has developed, must be the recent one, and something which just needs a little bit of fine tuning. I think yes, it is the basic of wicket keeping, and wicket keepers, when you take that profession, they've been taught like that as well. That's the basic rule of it, that you got to gather the ball behind the line of the stumps, and yeah, it's just a habit which is creeped in. Needs a little bit of fine tuning. Could have costed huge today, because considering the moment in the game, the situation of the game was such. You are under the pump. The first wicket partnership was huge. Captain brings the main bowler. The bowler provides that breakthrough. In fact, if it would have gone other way around from there, it was lucky that Liton Das got out after that. But if it had got other way around, would have been too much pressure to deal with, particularly in such a game, where the series is also on the line.
Yeah. 1-0 down.
So yeah, I think
it's
a
that went for 4. Liton Das would have survived. He got a dropped catch. Decided that it was not going to be his day, but really impetuosity of youth, perhaps, because he wants to go too early.
Yeah, that's definitely. And to his way spoiled, because you see, Dhoni, as far as he is not the most technical keeper in the world, but he was the most fastest stumper that you would ever see in the sport for a very long time. So we are used to that, and so everyone wants to slash, go early and slash, and that's where you can just go above. Dhoni used to probably get it right almost all the time, and we are used to that. But any other keeper seeing that says, I want to do it that fast as well, and maybe you can wait for that couple of milliseconds to let the ball come in behind the gloves. It just happens. But look at the guy. He goes back the next time, runs forward and does a great run out, where he would have really been cursed, because I think the batsman was at the other end, was also out of his crease, and he did.
Yes, and Washington Sundar could
have
tossed the ball to him to flip the belt off.
But he decided to go for it. And see, I tell you what, you have to admire a guy who still, under these circumstances, backs himself. He backed himself. Even after doing that, he backed himself.
And he smiles, and they're all smiling around him. So let me put this to both of you. Enjoy you first. Now, just imagine you're sitting there in the dugout as team director, be it franchise cricket or in an international game, and you see someone like Rishabh going through this. I mean, everyone else is going to get in his ear, but it's what's the kind of thing you would tell him at the end?
You'll be surprised. A lot of coaches will never speak about this now. They'll never speak about it now because it doesn't make sense. He knows exactly what he's done. You're telling him 5 times, 10 times, 15 times is not going to make a difference. They'll say, okay, cool, calm down, it's happened, get on with the game. They will talk to him maybe into the nets tomorrow, and they're going and say, okay, guys, you need to adjust this now. Because telling a guy for taking initiative, for doing a mistake which he cannot correct now, and it's going to make no difference now, does not help at all. So the best is, and remember these guys, why has Rishabh Pant got this way, got this far? His technique is not perfect. But he backed himself and said, this is the way I play the game, and doing that, he has come into the Indian team. 1.3 billion people, he is one of the 11 chosen. So he's got this far by backing himself. At this point, the last thing you can do is take away his confidence. So when you need to tell him, at a time when he's not in front of the team, or putting him down and say, kaisa kya, it doesn't make sense. Chill, come later and say, okay, yeah, boss, if you're trying to do this, this is probably where you should be correcting, or this is what you should be doing.